In this tutorial, we'll be seeing how we can use Docker to run a simple Hello World Java application. So let me just show you the steps first. Okay. So in this experiment, what we'll be doing is first we'll be writing a Java file, okay, in test.java, in which we will be printing hello world. Okay. Next, we will compile the file. Next, we'll be creating a Docker file in which we'll be having writing these configurations, and we'll be building the container. So firstly, before going on with the tutorial, you may ask why we are using Docker, then creating a container, then we are building the container, then we are running the image. Instead of that, why can't we just write it in Eclipse and run it off? See, running a simple hello world program would not require any dependencies. It just requires the JVM and JRE and JDK, isn't it? But when we are building huge applications or huge projects, there will be many people working together simultaneously and with different configurations. Some might be using Windows, some might be using Linux, or some might be using Mac OS. Also, some might be having different versions. For example, I'm having, for example, Java. We'll take, for example, Java openjdk 11. Okay, some might be having 18, some might be having 10. So to remove these problems, okay, so when you run the program, the versions might not be correct or the dependencies might not be installed. Okay, so they'll be having problem running one application, one development application in different systems. So to mitigate that issue, we'll be using Docker. So what this Docker does is it creates a container. So the container has all the dependencies, all the versions needed that we need for running the Java program. Okay, to run any program for that instance. So to run this Hello World program, what do we need? We need a Java JVM, okay, Java Virtual Machine, and a Java runtime environment and Java virtual machine JVM, right? So let us begin with the experiment. So before we start, you need to install Docker, right? So go to the website and download Docker. Let's go with download Docker for Windows AMD 64, and you can continue on with the instructions after while the exe is running. Okay. So once we have Docker installed, we need to open it and get this type of interface. Okay, we need to make sure that Docker is running. To know if Docker is running, we'll just get this type of notification. Okay, so let us start. First, we'll create a Java test file. Okay, just come here, create a new notepad file. Okay, I've already written the file, so I'll just open it once. Okay, yeah, see, class test, simple file this is. Okay, I'll save it. I'll name it as test.java, right? Test1.java. Okay, so now we can see here test1.java has been created. Now before we continue, what I want you to do is to make it simpler. Okay, you need to go on view, show file name extensions. You need to enable this. If you do not enable it, some things like .java or .txt wouldn't be seen. Okay, so to enable, just enable that. Okay, next we have created the Java file. We need to compile it, right? We need to compile the file. So to compile it, I'll just open the command prompt over here by typing here. I'll just click on here and type cmd. I'll paste javac test1.java. Okay, here you will see that in the file explorer you will see that a class file has been created, right? Just refresh 1 second. Javac test1.java. Yes, so as you can see, our class file has been created. Okay, so this indicates that we have like the code is correct, right? So the class file has been corrected, so that's not an issue. So next step, now we need to configure a Docker file. Why we need to configure a Docker file? So that we can let the Docker know that yes, we need this dependency. So what do we need? OpenJDK 11. Okay, this is the version that we'll be using. The work directory, the directory in which the Java file is present. Okay, it is this. So I've pasted that also. The one thing to note is in Windows the slashes will be in back, right? But here you need to put front slash, forward slashes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Same thing we are going to copy again, and we are going to run the javac test.java again. I'll just put it to test1.java as I have renamed it. I'll just leave it as it is. That's not an issue. Okay, you can follow the same instructions. So to create a Docker file, what I'll do is I'll just create new text file. Okay, so I'll just create a new text document. I'll name it Docker file. Okay, here, wait one second. I'll just rename this. Okay, so I'll name it Docker file. Okay, so as you can see from a text document, see, you can see the type as text document, it will be changed to file. Okay, you can do that with this command prompt also, but I feel this is easier. Okay, so I'll just delete this file as I've already created Docker file with the configurations. So I'll just open it to you just once. So as you can see, I've done the same here, right? So we have added the configurations. Next, we need to build the file, right? So to build the file, just do the same, open cmd over here. Make sure the location is the same. As I've opened cmd from here, the location will be the same as it is. Users name, desktop, dockereg. Dockereg is the folder name. Now to build it, you need to type docker build -t, and you can just give any name for the container. That does not matter. So it's your wish. You can give example 123 or hello world and just put enter. Okay. After doing this, also put a space and dot. Okay. Just remember that. So docker build -t example hello world space dot. Okay. Also, the cases should be lower. Remember that as well. Example one hello world. So it should not be capital or small. It should just be small. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, the build has been started. So I would let it complete and I'll get back to you after it completes. So as you can see, the build has been completed. Okay. So if you get this type of message, that indicates that the build has been completed successfully. Why it has completed in 000? Because I've already built this before. I'm just building it again. So it is cached. So it wouldn't take up much this thing data. To speed up the process, I already built it. Now we have built the container. If you come here, you will see that the image has been created, right? So hello world example hello world. So this is the container. Now I need to run this container. So I'll just put docker run example one hello world. Okay, and I'll just hit enter. Okay, I'll wait for it to load all the dependencies into my system. And you can see hello world has been printed successfully. Okay, so by following this tutorial, you will be able to successfully configure Docker and run a simple Java file within a container and run an image. Thank you.